Every year, more than 1,300 new food and drink products are launched in the UK retails. And according to Nielsen's Breakthrough Innovation, 76% of them fail. And I think there is a very clear explanation why so many products fail on the market. And this is exactly what I'm going to talk to you about today. If you're new here, hello and welcome to the Food Lab podcast. I'm Manon Galizzi, a food scientist and a flavor expert, and I work for over 10 years in the food industry. This is the place where we talk honestly about what it actually takes for food and drink brands in the UK to succeed on retailers' shelves. Let's start with this failure rate because I think it's really worth putting it in perspective. The food and drink industry is one of the most competitive markets. In the UK alone, more than 1,300 new products hit retailer shelves every year. But the vast majority of them just quietly disappear. And it has nothing to do with how good the original idea was. It's because something in the product to market chain, something wasn't quite right or identified in time. And I'm saying because I think a lot of food and drink founders launch a product with the assumption that they've gotten into retailer shelves, the hard part is done, and that getting listed is the finish line. But getting listed is actually just the starting point. And from 10 years working with food and drink brands at every stage, what I've seen consistently is this. The food and drink brands that survive, the ones that actually build something lasting, they understand something that a lot of food and drink founders are not quite focusing on yet. They understand that the question isn't, can I get as many people to buy my product? The actual question is, will they buy it again? But here is when things get really interesting. And I have to say, this is a conversation that I enjoy having with the food and drink founders that either work with or I meet. Because it genuinely changed the way they look at their business. So when I ask someone how their food and drink product is performing, they always give me the same answer. They talk about their overall sales figures, their distribution numbers, how many stockists they've got. Those things matters, don't get me wrong, but they are not telling you the full story about your food and drink product. There is an important difference between someone buying your food and drink product for the first time and someone buying it again. The first purchase is a trial. It can be because of curiosity, because of a good shelf placement, a promotion, or a recommendation from a friend or family member. But the second purchase is a completely different thing. That's someone who has tried your food and drink product, thought about it, and actively decided to spend their money on it again. And that is the real signal you want to be paying attention to. The metric that captures this is the repeat purchase rate. And if you're not tracking it, you don't know how your food and drink product is actually performing. Because sales tell you that people have tried your food and drink product, but the repeat purchase rate tell you what they actually thought about it. Let me give you an example. In 2016, Tesco launched what they called the Project Reset, which was the largest range rationalization in their history. They were cutting 15% of their listed product per year over a period of 3 years. The University of East Anglia ran a study directly with Tesco to understand exactly how those decisions were being made. What were the criteria? What numbers were they looking at, for example? And when they look at these decisions, they found it came down to two metrics: customer penetration and repeat purchase rate. That's it. That was Tesco used to decide who stays on shelf and who doesn't. And this completely aligned with what I hear when I go to food industry events. I do enjoy sitting in the room where food and drink founders are pitching to buyers. And I listen carefully. They obviously ask a lot of technical questions. But one question that comes up very often is, what is your repeat purchase rate, of course? And Tesco is not unique in this. Circana, which is one of the leading FMCG data companies, call the repeat purchase rate the most fundamental metrics when it comes to your relationship with a retailer. McKinsey's research on high-performing food and drink brands shows that the best-in-class brands are hitting repeat purchase rate of 60 to 70% versus their category. So do you know yours? Because here's the thing about being delisted. Once it happens, once a retailer takes your product off the shelf, getting back is extremely difficult. It's not impossible, but it's extremely hard. So the stakes are very high. And this doesn't just apply to physical retail. If you are selling online, whether it is on your own website or through Amazon or anything else, repeat purchase is equally important. Your algorithm rankings, your customers acquisition cost, your entire business model depends on people coming back. A high acquisition rate with a low repeat rate means you're spending money to replace customers as fast as you lose them. And the brutal truth is once customers have decided your product isn't worth the second purchase, they really change their mind and they move on to one of your competitors. We have established that repeat purchase rate is the metric that matters, that retailers make decisions based on it, and that your whole business model depends on it. Now, what actually drives it? And this is where the research really fascinating. And I have to say, I love this data because it's always so consistent. Across multiple studies, multiple markets, multiple product categories, the answer is always the same. And that answer is taste, of course. Mintel's UK Food and Drink Influences report published in 2026 says, taste leads in food and drink choices. Good taste is non-negotiable even for those under financial strain. Attest surveyed 1,000 UK consumers about functional drinks and found that 92% ranked taste as either important or very important, which was the highest score of any other factor tasted above price and health claims. Kantar brands looked at 38 brands across the UK, the US, and Japan and found that taste is the number one driver of brand equity in food and drink. Holly's research put it simply, 85% of consumers prioritize taste over price and healthfulness when it comes to what they buy again. I think you get it now, right? And again, this is true across every category, whatever is soft drink, snack, or functional food and drink. Okay, now there is a misbelief that I hear food and drink founders says a lot, and this is, if my product is selling, then it must taste good then. Big mistake. Health benefits, a strong brand, a great placement on the shelf, these things get people to try your product and create that trial. But taste is what gets them to come back, and your repeat purchase rate is ultimately the verdict. So stop looking at your overall sales and think that your product is doing fine. Look at your repeat purchase rate. And flavors is much more complex than you think. I know that flavors usually is treated almost as a commodity. Of course my product tastes good, but it's not that simple. When you have so many competitors around you, the slight imperfection in your taste will change everything with your product. So it doesn't need to be catastrophic. It doesn't mean like your product doesn't taste good. It just means it doesn't taste great. If you have any small issue, it can be an off note. If you have an inconsistency through different batches, then this lower your repeat purchase rate, which obviously if it's not fixed very quickly, will lead for you to be delisted. So here is your challenge for this week. Go and find your repeat purchase rate. Is it getting close to that 60 to 70% benchmark? And if it's not, if it's lower than this, ask yourself this honest question. Is my product taste as great as it could be for my target consumers? Not as healthy, well-branded, convenient, or affordable, as tasty as it could be for the people that are actually buying it. If you want to go deeper on how to actually improve your repeat purchase rate, how to work out what's not quite right and how to fix it, that is exactly what I do, so check the link in the description. And if this video was useful, please share it with the food and drink founders who need to hear it. because I think this is one of those things that can shift how you can see your whole business. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye!